Firstly, I want to acknowledge that we are meeting today on the land of Aboriginal people and pay my respects to elders past and present. We're very fortunate in this country to have two of the world's oldest continuing living cultures in Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, whose lands, winds and waters we all now share. This is a really proud moment for me, but for all of us, and that is that today is the official launch of the Cairns South Coalition. Why it's exciting is that when you start looking at collective impact is about people coming together from a variety of different backgrounds, trying to deal with what can be very complex problems. And clearly, the social fabric of the south of Cairns is a complex problem, but one that is not just important to solve, but it's one that must be solved. It is one that we have to work together on to ensure that we can make a happier, healthier, brighter future for our kids and their kids and generations going forward. So this is a really important opportunity. And as I said earlier, it's quite heartening to see the group of people that we have on board here. We have people who are elected representatives, yes. We have people from the community sector, but we have people from police, justice, training, sport. I mean, it's all the things that tie our local communities together. And the great thing is the level of expertise that we have, obviously, around the room is great. As you've just heard, this is a great example of what happens when you get like-minded people together in a room who have a variety of great networks and contacts, and excitingly are able to use those contacts and use those skills to help our broader community. So I want to thank Mission Australia, obviously, as a backbone organisation. It is very exciting that we've got that strong commitment to provide that support to us as that backbone organisation. Importantly, thank you to Mark, to Tracy, to Phil, and everyone who's been involved in this. Mark, it's just terrific the work that's been done. Why I'm excited about this is that we are talking about evidence-based decision making. Whilst it was said perhaps suggested earlier about the way that public policy can be sometimes ad hoc, I think there's a bit of truth to that. And the way that this is going to work is because this is about having that buy-in from community members, the co-design of the work that's going to be done, and making sure that we can provide that group strategically to bring all of that together and deliver it on the ground to where it's needed. Nothing about us without us is a fantastic saying, and that really is at the heart of this. If we can tap into our local community, make sure that our local community members feel engaged, feel like they have an ownership of what we're trying to achieve, then we've already achieved something. If we can then get some runs on the board and to see that progress tracked, as we are going to do through our data collection and our research, we've already won. So these are the things that I'm excited about. But I want to express my gratitude to all of you, the members of the Governance Committee who have given up your time and will give up a considerable amount of time going forward to ensure that we can not just have this vision, but actually make this vision become a reality. So thanks very much for trusting me as your chair.
Thank you, Curtis, and thank you for your commitment to the Cairns South Coalition and supporting the work that you'll provide going forward. Can I also begin by paying acknowledging the traditional owners of the land we meet on today and paying my respects to the elders past, present and emerging. Unfortunately, our regional leader Phil Flint couldn't be with us today, so I've had to stand in and speak on his behalf. So Mission Australia is proud to have been a part of the Cairns South community for many years, and we're very pleased to be able to provide the backbone support to the steering committee. Mission Australia began working in the Cairns South area in 2006 with our Communities for Children program, which Margaret can attest to as she's been with for almost 15 years and was one of the founding members of that program. You're almost eligible for your second round of long service leave at Mission Australia, Margaret. Then in 2016, Mission Australia, after 10 years of operating as the facilitating partner for Communities for Children in Cairns South and Yarra, took a strategic decision to instigate a place-based Collective Impact project. The initial research and consultation work was undertaken by Anne Holden, who is one of our valued steering committee members, and the stakeholders were engaged with and consulted around the concepts of the collective impact. In 2017, Mission Australia Communities for Children program tendered out the Collective Community Impact Partners project, and James Cook University's Cairns Institute was a successful partner. In March, that research led to the development of JCU's 5 system change projects, and these will now be available for the Cairns South Coalition and the collaborative working clusters to inform their evidence base. In March 2017, Tracy Wilson came on board as the Collective Impact Facilitator within the Communities for Children team. We all know the work she's done to establish the Cairns South Coalition. Then in late 2019, Mission Australia took the step of supporting the progression of the coalition in the Cairns South by agreeing to be the backbone organisation. Finally, in May this year, the Cairns South Coalition Governance Committee was formed, and the inaugural meeting was held on May the 29th, which has brought us here to today's official launch. So can I just take a moment to thank a few integral Mission Australia staff members. So first I'd like to thank Margaret Osmond for all the hard work she's done. She's the backbone of Mission Australia's support of the Cairns South Coalition. Sarah Brown as well, she's the former Program Manager of Communities for Children and Circles of Care, and is still a member of the Coalition and advocate supporter of Collective Impact and the Cairns South Coalition. Phil Flint, our regional leader, of course, he's the one at all the meetings for the Communities of Focus, always banging our drum up there, so with Mission Australia, so that's fantastic. And of course, Tracy Wilson, the honorary Mission Australia employee and the Collective Impact Facilitator. I'd also like to acknowledge and thank all the members of the steering committee here today for your commitment to the cause. It's much appreciated by Mission Australia. And then just let me conclude by reconfirming that Mission Australia is very proud to have been part of the Cairns South community for many years, and it's an honour to provide the backbone and support for such a fantastic initiative. I'll now hand over to our CEO, James Toon.
I acknowledge also that this meeting is happening on taking place on traditional land. I pay my respects to elders past and present of local Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander people, and recognise them as the holders of culture, histories, memories and aspirations of Aboriginal people. Our acknowledgement of First Peoples is especially significant today as we gather to officially launch the Cairns South Coalition. We know that Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander people have disproportionately high rates of homelessness, unstable housing and disadvantage. So while acknowledging the traditional owners, I'd like to recognise the unique challenges faced by many Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander people and recognise their immense resilience and strength. Good afternoon everyone, it's fantastic to be able to join you today for the official launch of the Cairns South Coalition. I'd love to have been with you first. I'm sure you'll understand why that can't happen at the moment. I'd also to welcome and the Cairns members as well as Australian staff. Mission Australia is committed to supporting people in need of Cairns and strengthening the fabric of this island. We've had a dedicated local staff working across Cairns for almost 15 years through a range of different services and programs. And since 2006, deepening our level of support in the Cairns South region has been the mission and focus of Mission Australia. Which is why I'm really pleased to be able to announce that Cairns South has been chosen as Mission Australia's first ever community of focus. You may ask, what is a community of focus? Well, a community of focus is a new aspect of Mission Australia's strategy, our new strategy which we launched earlier this year. And it underpins our strategic commitment to work deeply within and strengthen community over the long term. This means that a small number of communities around Australia, with Cairns South being the first, Mission Australia will be investing additional resources and support to enable place-based community co-designed activities that will help create community change. Locally, Mission Australia will be supporting the work of the Cairns South Coalition through our Community of Focus strategy, which means that Mission Australia will be providing extra support and to be the backbone of the Cairns South Coalition, so we can deepen our support and involvement, ensure the Coalition can collaboratively continue the great work already happening and develop its approach over the long term. This is an extra layer of support and commitment to this community, on top of the services that Mission Australia already delivers here, including the many programs we now run from Hamilton House. With Cairns South as our first community of focus, Mission Australia will also invest in evaluation to understand how the Cairns South Coalition supports positive change in the community, and we look forward to sharing these learnings with the rest of the sector. You don't need me to tell you that 2020 has been an incredibly challenging year, with many people in the Cairns South community hit the hardest. Too many local people are facing a range of issues such as homelessness, financial stress, mental health concerns, or domestic and family violence. Which is why now, more than ever, the Cairns South Coalition is a much needed initiative. It's often said that the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. We know that there is power in people and organisations coming together to create the changes they want to see in their community. Mission Australia is so pleased to collaborate with community stakeholders and local organisations as part of the Cairns South Coalition, and to have this opportunity to be part of driving positive change and to enhance the level of support available to vulnerable people. We remain committed to deepening our level of local support to increase the well-being of families and individuals and strengthen community connections, not only through our range of services and activities offered at Hamilton House, but also through our work in the Cairns South Coalition. Thank you to all the members of the Cairns South Coalition, as well as our staff and the community groups who work alongside. I applaud your commitment to going above and beyond to support those in need in Cairns South and your efforts to strengthen this wonderful local community.
Really, when you think about it, and I too would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land that we're meeting on today, and I think it's great that we all do that because it is foundational. History making, I echo all my fellow colleagues' feelings, thank you to Mission, thank you to Margaret, Tracy, you are a legend, and everybody here today, the calibre to work with you guys is just incredible, to see where we can go. And my background, I've been very fortunate to have worked in community for many years in different ways, and of course also now as a counsellor. And during that time, myself and everyone else here that's involved in community would notice that there are lots of gaps, lots of things that could be improved. And that's why we're here. There are intergenerational issues affecting our children, and then of course our whole social structure that need addressing. And nothing, no one organisation, not one person, no matter how big our hearts are, can actually achieve this alone. And that's why the collective impact model is so important. But having said that, collective impact is this great idea, but we've seen sometimes that some people have gone, yeah, let's do it, but of course it will fall apart for different reasons, whether that's personal agendas, political agendas, or just disorganisation. And this is why the Cairns South Coalition is so vital. To be able to provide a strong governance model to enable this to succeed, to make a difference, to change these intergenerational issues that are affecting us. So the idea that you can have people with lived experience getting together with professionals to look at the problems, to find solutions and bring it together is in a synergistic way is absolutely inspiring, and I'm really excited. I know Curtis said he's excited, I'm excited, we're all excited. But to see, look at where's my brain? To see that it's going to work. and this is a history-making moment where we're going forward. We've done the data, and I'm grateful to Alan and Jen and JCU for doing that for that time. And now that gives us the data to move forward with what we actually already know. So together with a great governance model with some incredible minds and expertise and experience behind us, we're going to go forward. And I don't think there's anyone who doesn't want to see a better future for our kids. And that is our agenda. So we go forward. So let's go. Thank you.